So we're going to be going right into it. Frozen versus Packaged Fruits. Game 1's going to be on Smashville.
All right, and so immediately opening up with that dash attack. Packaged Fruits is not what I would call, he's not really an aggressive Pac-Man, but it's still interesting to just see the way that he does his stuff. That was a beautiful tag.
Pac-Man's the kind of character that doesn't really habituate aggressive styles of play. However, depending on how you like to control your items and using those bonus fruits to control space, it could lead to a bit of more unorthodox zoning, more along the lines of trapping, like forcing his opponents into very specific situations. That being said, this is against an opponent who is very much aware of the intricacies of Pac-Man's kit. So
yeah, he doesn't have the luxury of just being able to gimmick his way into a victory. And right there, Frozen actually getting the nair to back air. Was that a true combo, or was that like an air dodge read?
It looked like some bad DI on Packaged Fruits' part, on top of just being a very basic combo.
Oh, going for the far reach there. Manages to get the throw, sending him back off stage. Interesting ledge trap there.
Yeah, he tried to go for it, but he was just a bit too far off. Man, Frozen's seen that trick one too many times.
Yeah, actually, we see Packaged Fruits using this forward tilt from Pac-Man a lot. It's really smart, actually, because it can be hard for, especially out of shield, to punish Corrin. You know, he has his nair, but, you know, the range on Pac-Man's nair is pretty lackluster. So he's actually doing a good job of, like, he'll like get a power shield and then manage to still get a forward tilt out of it.
That would have been scary. So utilizing the water from Fire Hydrant to ride along with the bell. That and a nair very much could have done it, but
ooh, the apple not going to close it out just yet. Frozen just barely hanging on, but bell in hand, still not able to get the kill. This is, of course, sort of the lamentation of every Pac-Man player. Just, it's so hard. And there it is. Closing out the stock, but 82% already.
Yeah, Frozen's been playing this very evasively, and I feel like this is the best possible way he could be playing, because once again, you're forcing a character who doesn't really like to approach onto someone who has a very minimalist approach to punishing these kind of bad options, and that was an incredibly late response, but counter surge coming out nice.
Yeah, ooh, nice phantom footstool there just to get above Corrin. Not want to mess with any of the side B shenanigans going on. And it's interesting actually that normally, like at these sort of percents, you see Pac-Man try and go for a Galaxian a lot. Oh, and there it is. The pin's going to snipe him out and take him down.
Damn it.
All right. I know. I was sad about it too. He wasn't referring to the fact that Frozen won. He was referring to the fact that he sold.
I had money on Packaged Fruits.
But anyway, so now we're moving on to Game 2. Back to Smashville. I'm assuming FD was banned. And at that point, like, yeah.
I like this pick, though. I feel like Smashville is just a nice stage to neutralize the amount of space that Corrin has to run away with. And it's just less space you have to worry about controlling. On top of that, Packaged Fruits didn't play it particularly bad. He just got outspaced and outmaneuvered by Frozen every time he wanted to go in for a kill.
Yeah, and I mean, it can be really hard. You know, Frozen, of course, as we mentioned, has so much experience in this matchup. You just see that the way he plays. And so, like, I wouldn't be surprised if Frozen has more matchup in this experience than Packaged Fruits does. You know, despite the fact that Pac-Man is normally this weird character that not a lot of people play.
On top of that, I feel like it's worth noting that Frozen's Corrin is rather unconventional as well, albeit not because of the kit allowing for a lot of options, but Frozen doesn't really utilize a lot of Instapin in his kit. It's not a piece of his main game plan. He uses Dragon Lunge to maneuver himself well and to constantly stay moving alongside his opponent, but you don't often see him go for it to lock down opponents or to rack up damage. So you see him using Nair and forward air much more. And they're just tools that space out well.
Oh, okay. So something happened, and now Frozen's dead.
That little... All right, so very strange construction of this stage took part, where the right-hand side of it, there's a tiny little lip that is untechable. It's just not long enough for characters to be able to tech on it. So you'll see odd situations like that where there's nothing doing about it. You just got to hold that one and move on with the next stock.
Yeah, and Frozen, of course, not letting it get to him, immediately retaliates, closes out the stock, and manages to get the lead. Oof. Okay, that was actually really good mashing from Frozen's part, and the water actually messed up Packaged Fruits trying to like maybe exploit a grab release setup. Ooh, you gotta respect that Hydrant though. Oh, the damage right now. Wow.
Oh,
okay.
Unfortunate. Even with the buffer alongside Bonus Fruit, he still managed to keep Packaged Fruits locked in place, get hit by the Hydrant, and now Frozen's just juggling him around and preventing Packaged Fruits from really getting any type of lockdown, and that will be it. His shoes are punctured. Back to Payless with you.